When a user types a request for cognitive behavioral therapy into a chatbot, they are looking for immediate emotional support. Many users and developers believe that prompt engineering, providing a general language model with specific therapeutic instructions, is enough to create a safe, specialized counseling environment. Researchers at Brown University investigated this belief. Led by PhD candidate Zainab Iftikhar, the team presented their findings at a recent AI ethics conference. Their study found that even when instructed to act as trained therapists, these systems consistently violate the core ethical standards of the American Psychological Association. This results in a digital counselor that generates responses based on statistical language patterns, masking a total absence of actual clinical reasoning. The team evaluated the foundational models used across the industry: OpenAI's GPT series, Anthropic's Claude, and Meta's Llama. These are the same models used to build many commercial mental health tools, turning individual user errors into documented, systemic clinical malpractice. The researchers identified 15 distinct ethical risks, centered on a concept they call deceptive empathy that thrives within an existing regulatory vacuum. This research highlights a gap between how we build software and how we evaluate clinical safety. Professor Eli Pavlik notes that while these systems are easy to deploy, understanding their risks requires human-in-the-loop critique that automated metrics cannot provide. The methodology began with 7 peer counselors using their CBT experience to conduct simulated self-counseling with AI models. This generated transcripts recording exactly how the AI responded. Finally, 3 licensed clinical psychologists reviewed every transcript, flagging specific ethical violations. This multi-tiered human evaluation allowed the researchers to move beyond theoretical risks and map AI behavior to established clinical standards. The result is a framework of 15 distinct ethical risks across 5 categories. These include lack of contextual adaptation, poor therapeutic collaboration, unfair discrimination, a critical lack of safety and crisis management, and the final, most complex category: deceptive empathy. These failures are not random software bugs. They are the systemic outputs of a model applying statistical patterns to a user's psychological state. AI can easily generate phrases like "I see you" or "I hear you," creating an immediate sense of connection. This is the mechanism of deceptive empathy. The language model uses linguistic mirroring to simulate a therapeutic alliance, while lacking the cognitive comprehension to actually understand the user's experience. Users can identify this by looking for stock phrases that arrive instantly. Because the AI is predicting the next word rather than thinking, it often offers empathy without first performing any contextual probing. One way to test for this is to check for actual comprehension. There is a difference between a system mimicking care and a therapist providing nuanced understanding of a specific trauma. The danger of deceptive empathy lies in how it lowers the user's defensive boundaries, making them more susceptible to the generic or biased advice found in the other 14 risk categories. Human practitioners are strictly regulated. They answer to governing boards and face professional malpractice liability for clinical failures. But when an AI counselor makes these same ethical violations, Zainab Iftikhar notes there are currently no established frameworks to hold the system or its creators accountable. This is a regulatory loophole. Because these tools are deployed as consumer software rather than medical devices, they operate outside the reach of clinical liability laws. Under the current model, the financial benefits of digital mental health are private, while the clinical risks are shifted entirely onto unprotected users. AI could expand mental health access and lower costs, but only if it is deployed with significant caution and oversight. To move forward, the industry requires ethical, educational, and legal standards that match the rigor of human-facilitated psychotherapy. Professor Eli Pavlik emphasizes that continuous human critique is necessary to catch clinical harm before it reaches the user. Prompt engineering is not a substitute for clinical governance. Without enforceable legal oversight, AI therapy remains a high-risk experiment in human ethics.
That's all for this explainer. Keep asking questions. And as always, stay curious.